looked in the mirror and wondered, where on earth did this belly fat come from? Maybe you're eating healthy. Maybe you're exercising. Maybe you're actually trying harder than you did 10 years ago. Yet your stomach doesn't seem to be changing. If that's you, girl, you are not alone. Belly fat after 40 is incredibly common. That doesn't mean it's inevitable. One of the biggest myths I hear, I just need to do more ab exercises. Crunches are great for strengthening your core, but they don't specifically burn belly fat. Hola, bienvenidos. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Vanessa Carlson Fitness Podcast. I'm Dr. Vanessa Carlson, physical therapist and founder of Vanessa Carlson Fitness, where we help busy women become stronger, healthier, and more confident without spending hours in the gym. All right, I'm really excited about today's topic because I've experienced it myself and also with women that I've trained over the years as I was coming up in the ranks these last 20 years. So can I ask you a question? Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, where on earth did this belly fat come from, right? Maybe you're eating healthy or healthier. Maybe you're exercising. Maybe you're actually trying harder than you did 10 years ago. Yet your stomach doesn't seem to be changing. If that's you, girl, you are not alone. And today I want to explain why this happens and more importantly, what you can do about it. All right, guys, vámonos, let's dive in. Okay, first, I want you to know something. Belly fat after 40 is incredibly common. That doesn't mean it's inevitable. But it does mean you're not the only one experiencing it. Our bodies change as we age. I've always explained to women that I meet, whether it was in the past when we owned our gyms. We used to have a co-ed boxing, kickboxing gym for a few years. And then for about 7 years, we owned 2 ladies' gyms with personal training. Every decade, our body is changing, right? So whether I was working with someone who was entering their 20s or their 30s or 40s or 50s, you know, people say, oh, when I turn 40 or when I turn 50, it's not just them, it's all of us. Our body is going to go through some changes. And the hope and the good news is that exercise helps with all of this. But okay, going back. So as we age, our bodies change. Hormones change. Muscle mass naturally declines if we don't work to maintain it, right? Muscle is important. Muscle is good. We don't have to be afraid to have muscle. And it's never, 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 never too late to start working and building your muscle. Your body was made to have muscle, right? That's the beauty. Daily activity often decreases, especially now. We live in the most inactive, sedentary era ever, right? We spend hours. The average person spends at least 11 hours sitting in a day. That's crazy to think about. Daily activity is often decreasing. Stress levels, especially when we're not getting outside and we're not moving and enjoying the earth, because maybe we can't. Maybe we'd like to, but we just can't because of school and work and kids and schedules. But stress tends to increase. And then sleep sometimes gets worse. All of these things can make maintaining a healthy weight more challenging. Okay, I've had women tell me, Vanessa, I weigh the same as I did 10 years ago, but my body looks different. It looks completely different, and that can happen. because body composition matters. If we've lost muscle over time, especially if something has happened, I've worked with women, most of the people that I've worked with have gone through something medically. Maybe it was a new knee replacement, maybe it was a motor vehicle accident, right? And surgery to back, hips, shoulders, hands. Maybe it was an unfortunate diagnosis and having to go through treatment. Maybe it was a big shift in your life, and now you find yourself a caregiver to your parents, as well as taking care and being there for your kids. And now you find yourself being a grandparent. For whatever reasons, schedules and life happens, and maybe your schedule just in terms of keeping those healthy habits of exercising that got put to the wayside. You're not alone. And just over time, you've lost muscle and you've gained body fat. The scale might barely change, right? But our body shape can. Okay, so that's one reason. I encourage women and men to focus on building strength, not just losing the pounds, right? Here's one of the biggest myths I hear. I just need to do more ab exercises. Man, I wish it worked that way. And I do, don't get me wrong. I love working my abs and crunches and doing Pilates and things like that. Crunches are great for strengthening your core, but they don't specifically target or burn belly fat, right? Your body decides where it stores fat. Everyone's body is so unique. And that's why I love being able to work, well, my team and I, being able to work with people individually during our one-on-one Zoom live sessions, because I really get to know people, their season of life, where they're at, where they're striving to be, and getting to know their body, where their body is holding on to things, their lifestyle, and where I can come alongside and figure out what is the key they need to unlock to reach their goals and build the strength. Okay, so going back to what I was talking about. So your body decides where it stores fat and where it loses fat. We can't choose that with just one exercise. Man, oh man, I wish we could. But here's the hope. We can improve our overall health by combining consistent movement, good nutrition, and strength training. And that compound effect of a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this over time will yield exponential gains. It'll help you for the now, right? But it's also going to help you for your future self. Another factor many women overlook is stress, right? When we're constantly stressed, we're often sleeping less. We're eating whatever is convenience. We have hormones that are working against us. We're skipping workouts or feeling too exhausted to move. Mentally, we're overloaded. Stress doesn't just affect our minds, it affects our habits, and then our habits can affect our health. So we want to keep that positive feedback loop going. And here's the thing, you don't have to do it alone. That can be stressful, feeling like you're all by yourself, trying to figure out what workouts to do, what my plan should look like, plus everything else that you have to tend to, right? So can I encourage you, please don't spend your life fighting your body. Work with it, care for it, be patient. Your body has carried you through a lot. And I just wanted to share, I remember when we started having our children later in life, not by choice, that's just how it all worked out. I was pregnant it was actually my second pregnancy, but our first child was born when I was 36. And then after her, I had I was able to stay home, even though we had our gyms, we had a great staff. And I was able to, have some time to recover and, slowly ease my way back into it and work from home before going full time back into the gym. However, with my second child, who was born when I was, 536, I was 38, okay? And this season of life was different for me. We didn't have the same staff. There was a lot of turnover. There was a lot of fear in our culture, in our community, and society, all the things going on that were outside of my control. And I was back at work in our gym within the first 2 to 3 weeks. Actually, after the first week, I was already having to go back in. And I don't recommend that, right? But I'm sharing that because my body just went through 9 months of carrying a child, now delivering and birthing a child. Now I'm taking care of not one, but two, plus our two gyms, having to go back. I was breastfeeding, trying my best to pace myself. But it was a very stressful time, and my body wasn't getting that recovery it needed. And I remember myself after it was probably, she was already about 3 months old, just feeling super frustrated. And then when she was almost a year old, looking at myself and like, what happened? Where's my muscle? Where's my curves? What's happening to me? And so I can understand how things are like, whoa, what's going on? And it can be overwhelming. It can be frustrating. It can be kind of sad. But guys, there's hope. We just have to give our body some TLC, tender, loving care, and make changes where we can, and know that over time, we don't give up implementing little things here, little things there that we can control, right? Like I was trying to find ways, talking with my husband, working with our staff with the schedule, finding ways to get more sleep, to make sure I drink my water, to get in my 3 servings of vegetables, and easing back into my workouts and pushing away those thoughts, silencing those thoughts that were saying you're not strong enough, you're a bad example to your clients and to your staff. Like I was being super hard on myself. And I had to tell those thoughts, be quiet, get out of here. You are not in control. And focusing on the things that I did have control of. And over time, things did get so much better. And it's a journey. It wasn't just overnight, right? So instead of asking, why is my body betraying me? Instead, ask, how can I care for my body better today? That's a much healthier conversation, right? I remember one client who came to me feeling defeated, and she said, I've tried every diet, I've done all the cardio, and I don't understand why nothing is working, right? She was walking a lot, lots and lots and lots of walking. She was trying these YouTube workouts, and there's nothing wrong with walking, and there's nothing wrong with, working out on YouTube. We actually have our own YouTube channel as well. But instead of chasing another quick fix, we're focusing on the basics, right? Strength training, walking, and changing. I don't want to take walking out of it because it's good to walk, but making sure that, maybe changing the atmosphere, going on a different path. So it's not the same, so she's not getting bored. We want to actually enjoy it, going a different way each time. But instead of walking on the treadmill, getting outside or walking by the water, especially where she lives, she has that ability to change the scenery is my point. But again, focusing on the basics, strength training, protein, getting better sleep, a sleep routine. Like, okay, instead of going to bed at 2 a.m., can we push it back to at least midnight? And before midnight, starting the routine of winding down, putting the phone away, reading, stretching. So again, strength training, protein, better sleep, consistency, not perfection. So we focused on the basics of strength training, walking, changing the scenery, protein, better sleep, consistency, not perfection. And over time, gosh, she's becoming stronger, right? Her body is changing in the way that she wants. She has more energy. Her clothes fit differently. And yes, she's gradually losing inches and body fat too, especially inches around her waist. But it's not overnight, right? It's giving your body what it needs, and it'll take you places. Remove the overnight, but through sustainable habits, through sustainable habits that she can actually maintain, and not only maintain it, but enjoy it and understand why she's doing this and how it helps her body. And I love that I can come alongside her and tailor a program to fit what she needs. Because if she's not having fun, she's not going to do it. And if it's not specific to her body, it's going to be super frustrating for all of us. Okay, so here's what I recommend. Instead of focusing and or obsessing over belly fat, let's build muscle, right? Let's eat enough protein. And I know that sounds super like I'm painting this broad stroke of build muscle. And you're like, I know that, but how do I do that? And again, there's different phases of strength training, right? There's the stability phase. There's the strength endurance phase. There's the hypertrophy phase, excuse me. Maybe there's max strength, but it's figuring out where are you, right? And that's what I love when we do our reach and rise assessment, is to see where is their baseline, okay? So I can meet them where they're at to get them to where they need to be. And they start learning and understanding why we're doing this weight for this amount of reps and sets and so on and so forth. Yes, building muscle, there is some specificity or specifics that you may need. And that's where I would love to come alongside you and help you with that. Our first assessment, we only charge $1, because if it's a good fit, great, we move forward. And if not, at least you get some good, valuable information that you can take with you and move forward. Okay, going back. So instead of obsessing over belly fat, build muscle, eat enough protein. And I actually have another story I want to share. I'm working with someone now. We've been working with each other for a year. She's actually getting married this week. And we've been focusing on strength. She's building muscle. Her waistline came in and has been coming in. And this last month, instead of meeting once a month, we met, twice a month, every other week. And within a 2-week period, we just saw, like, in her meals, she just made just a little change. Instead of having the carb that she normally eat with potatoes for dinner, or that carb, she just increased her protein a little bit. And within a 2-week time, she lost over an inch around her waist again. She's not starving herself. She feels good. She's planning her wedding and feeling radiant. I mean, that is important. So again, building muscle, eating enough protein, staying active most days, get good sleep whenever you can. Even if you feel like you're not sleeping, just take a moment to lay down and close your eyes, focus on your breathing, maybe use some essential oils, not ones that have synthetics, good essential oils, to get your mind to relax and take deep breaths and get out of that fight or flight response, okay? Managing your stress in healthy ways, drink enough water, and please, 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 I'm giving you these as examples, but don't expect perfection, okay? Progress over perfection. We're just trying to get better 1% each day. Perfection is overrated. These habits, or those habits, support your overall health. And over time, they can support healthy body composition too. Okay, so remember, your goal isn't just a smaller waistline. It will happen, but let's not let that be our focus, right? Your goal is a healthier life. Your goal is to have more muscle, more energy, more strength, a program that fits your body, that's tailored to your needs, so you can have more confidence and more years enjoying your career, your business, your family, your community, going on adventures, because that's what life is all about, right? We are blessed to be a blessing to others, because when you feel good, you do good, and it's good for everyone else around you. It's not selfish, right? Helping yourself helps others, and that's worth working toward. Nothing looks as good as being healthy feels. That's one of my favorite quotes that I used to put up in our gym and even post on social media. When you look at clothing or fashion or losing weight and building muscle, but health looks good on everyone, no matter how short, how tall, your complexion of your skin. Healthy looks good on everyone, and nothing looks as good as being healthy feels. I truly believe God gave us these bodies so we could spend every day using these bodies as a tool to worship him and help one another, right? Not so we can spend every day criticizing ourselves and others, but we can use these bodies to serve. We can use these bodies, we can use them to love, to play, to enjoy life. Take care of your body because it's the only one you'll ever have, right? We don't get another one. And be thankful for it. Even if you're not where you want to be, thankful you were made to move. Thankful that, gosh, I remember doing dissections in grad school and just amazed the muscles, the nerves, the fascia, the arteries, the veins, everything working without me even having to think about it, right? That's amazing. If you really sit and think about that, you can't help but be grateful. So treat it with gratitude, not frustration. And I share that with you. I have had to share that with myself in the different seasons of life, right? When I went from working full-time as a physical therapist to full-time business owner, from being single to being married, from being married and a business owner to then having children and now homeschooling and on and on. Okay, so here's your challenge this week. Instead of asking, how do I lose belly fat? Ask yourself, what is one healthy habit I can improve this week? Is there a way I can add in strength workouts? Or maybe if you only have one going on, is there a way I can add in 2 strength workouts in the week? If you're not getting enough movement, maybe it's taking a daily walk, 10 minutes during your lunch break or after dinner. Maybe it's getting to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's eating, like I mentioned before with my gal who's getting married, looking at her meals. Maybe it's just eating a little bit more protein. Pick one. Just pick one this week. Pick one. Let's do it. Come on. Master it, then build from there. You got this, and you're not alone. I'm telling you, you're not alone. You're not the only one thinking these things or going through this. Small habits lead to big results. All right, guys, I really hope that helped you, gave you some things to think about and do, right? You just don't want to hear it. Let's get to doing. Let's get to moving. Let's get to changing. This is one life we get to live. Let's make it epic. If today's episode encouraged you, would you share it forward with another woman who needs to hear this, right? So many of us feel like we're by ourselves in this journey. So many women believe that they're failing when really their bodies are simply just changing and they need a sustainable plan, not another fad. And if you'd like help building a plan that's designed specifically for your body and your goals and your lifestyle, I would love to walk alongside you. You can reach us at 207-467-5509 or visit us at vanessacarlson.com to learn more about our one-on-one coaching, live virtual training, and supportive community. If you're enjoying these episodes and want more practical health tips every week, please take a second to subscribe. It really helps us to grow and reach more people. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. As always, guys, until next time, keep moving, keep smiling, keep getting stronger because your health is about so much more than a number on a scale. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode, episode 9, and where we talk about why walking maybe isn't helping you lose weight. All right, mwah, ciao for now.